You are too smart for your own good and it's costing you sales. I know this sounds weird, but hear me out. You know your product inside out. You probably spent years perfecting it. So when it comes to writing your product page, you're using phrases that you know and that actually shows the expertise that you have in the industry or about your product. Like that all makes sense to you, but to your customers, it doesn't. For most of the e-commerce brands out there, it doesn't make sense to your customer. You need to dumb it down. Besides the fact that they might not all be experts, they also don't read the page. They usually scan the page and then maybe when they're interested, they start reading a bit more. Like if you want people to spend time researching your product or your brand, you need to make it easy for them to understand that they're in the right place at the right time. If they don't feel like they're in the right place, if they don't feel like, yes, this is for me, this is exactly what I'm looking for, they bounce. So let me show you a better way and let me show you how to dumb it down. Now, if you wonder who is this guy, I am Marc Uitterhoeve, and for more than 8 years, I've been working with a lot of e-commerce brands, more than 60 brands, and I've helped them scale their business. And what is very powerful is to actually make things easier to understand. A lot of the founders, a lot of the managers, they have so much knowledge about the product that they don't see how complex they made it. Even if you're selling a relatively simple product, it's still sometimes described as very difficult. And therefore you need to dumb it down, make people not think too much. Like just know that people are confronted with a lot of information throughout the day, and if you make them think hard as well, then they're probably going to bounce. And if you make it easier for them to understand what your product does, why they need to buy from you and why they need to buy now, then they're way more likely to buy from you. Now let me give you an example. When I was talking with one of the members of our 7-figure foundations community, I was talking about a phrase that she had on her product page and I wanted her to help me clarify it up. Because one of the benefits that was listed on the page was powerful liquid formulation, greater bioavailability than fish oil pills. Like, okay, probably technically accurate, but what are you trying to say here? And that's actually what I asked her. I said, what do you want to say? She said, well, basically that your body better absorbs it. She said, because it's in a liquid form, it is easier for your body to absorb it. And therefore the omega-3 supplement will be more effective. So, okay, that makes sense. So why not change it into better absorption? Your body absorbs it more easily than fish oil pills. And therefore you get better results. That's much more easier to understand. Like people, if they see the previous one, like greater bioavailability than fish oil pills, if they think a bit, they might understand what it is, but you make them think. And if you just say, because of the liquid form, it absorbs better and you get better results, it's much easier to understand. And the thing is, it doesn't even sound dumb. It sounds just easier to understand that people don't have to go Google what is bioavailability. Let me give you another example. Let's say you sell a skincare product. Now you can use phrases like triple peptide matrix, and to be honest, I have no idea what that means. Or encapsulated retinol delivery system. I mean, it sounds a bit like they're going to the moon, but that's a formulation that you can use in order to describe a skincare product and how good it is. Well, maybe I'm just like a noob in this case, but if you understand what it is, then kudos. But the thing is, make it easier for people to understand. Like I know that these terms are used, it shows, hey, we're professionals, we know our shit, we are expert, and you can trust us. Because if you don't use those terms, people might be like, okay, so what are they doing? Like, why is it great? So I'm not saying that it's bad that's on the page, it's just don't lead with that. Because people, when they read that, they're like, what the, it's so complex, they don't know what they're going to buy. Like if you say like visible results in 7 days, or gentle on the sensitive skin, no redness or flaking, or proven to smooth fine lines and hydrate deeply, these are things that you can understand. And these are things that don't make you think so hard or, go to Google or ChatGPT. Now, underneath that, you can use that triple peptide matrix or like the other formulation in order to explain why it actually smooths those lines or why it actually hydrates the skin deeply. Because it can be a good evidence for your claim. But if you lead with it, you're just only confusing people because they don't know what it does. So don't throw out the science, but just don't lead with it. Use it to support your benefit. So here's what I recommend you to do. Go to your product page and read your copy. Like read your headlines, read your bullet points, and think to yourself, can I understand this? Can I make this easier? Or even better, how would the customer say this? How would they call it? You can even read your reviews to see what language they use. Is the way that we're communicating our benefits and the characteristics of our product, is it the way that the customers also call it? Because if you speak their language, then you're more sure that they will understand what you're talking about, and it will be easier for them to process that information. So again, go to your product page, read your copy, and think to yourself, would the customer say it like this? Can they understand it in less than 2 seconds? And do I lead with the benefit and then give the evidence? And then try this structure. For example, the benefit headline, say goodbye to dry skin. And then you can use the supported detail, thanks to our triple peptide matrix and our encapsulated retinol. Like, I still don't know what it means, but then you give evidence to that claim and people will understand, okay, this is what it does and this is the benefit that it will give me. So, and you make sure that people understand it and you also provide the proof. Now, if you actually don't know if your copy resonates with your audience and if you need to dumb it down or, just make it simpler for people to understand and you need help, then I have just a thing for you. You can join our community in which we actually give you the frameworks and the guidelines on how you can create better copy, and we'll also give you support in order to validate that you actually are doing the right thing, and that you're actually making it easier for your customers to understand what you're talking about, and that they not only get the benefit, but still also have the evidence to support it and be sure in their purchase because they know you're the real deal. So click the link in the description in order to join our community. And once you do that, be sure to also watch this video in which I show you how you can use your customers' pain in order to motivate them to buy from you.